obviously, Age of Sigmar armies at the moment, it's still a newer game compared to Warhammer 40,000, and you have a lot of armies that don't have necessarily the greatest choice of model and rules, you could say. And so we wanted to each choose a faction that we'd like to see get the Flesh Eater Courts treatment like they've just got, a fleshing out of models and new rules and things. So what we're going to do is go around each of us. We've each hopefully chosen a faction, I suppose, just to keep it kind of concise, and kind of our reasons for choosing them and what new models we'd like to see. So, who would like to start?
Yeah, I will if you want.
Yeah,
go ahead, dude.
Go for it, Si.
Well, this is not an existing faction. The faction that I'd like to see fleshed out, if I can get my words out of my mouth, is Chaos Dwarfs or Dwardin.
What were they called in Sigmar? Because they used to be on Forge World.
Wait, yeah, let me just caveat that by saying, if they are going to come to Age of Sigmar, and I think they will do, I would still love to see them in the old world. But they're a legacy faction out there in the old world. Yeah, I'd love to see them in the old world. But I think if they were going to come back, they'd bring them back for Age of Sigmar. Now,
yeah.
There's been a couple of videos that people have done. I think Tabletop Tom did a really excellent video about Chaos Dwarfs coming back and looking at some of the evidence. I do think they're going to come. They've dropped enough hints now, and there's enough evidence if you were to actually break it down and look at it. The Horns of Hashut warband. Mm-hmm. So it's not a Chaos Dwarf warband, but it is the Horns of Hashut, so the followers of Hashut and what have you. And if you look at the Warhammer community article about that warband, it actually says they march ahead of Hashut's legendary Dwardin legions. So march ahead of, do you know? So it's almost hinting that the Chaos Dwarfs might follow. And then you've got the Iron Golems. I think they've actually got a Chaos Dwarf in their warband as well. And then the other one is the
Spire Tyrants, definitely.
Chaos Dwarf. I couldn't think of the word.
Yes,
that's 100% a Chaos Dwarf, one of their members. You got his little tusk, hasn't he, and what have you? Because I think right at the beginning of Age of Sigmar, they were the Legions of Asgore, weren't they, or something like that? They brought them over, and then they got discontinued. But I mean, look at Paradron Overlords. They didn't appear straight away in Age of Sigmar, did they? No. Was that 1 year in or something like that? 2 years in?
More, I think. Yeah,
more than that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while before they came, so it's not like they haven't introduced new factions before. So I think they're going to come. There was something in the new Orruk battle tome, or the latest Orruk battle tomes. It said there was a falling out between the Orruks and the Chaos Dwarves. So the Hobgots are the ones that act as intermediaries and trade the weapons with the Chaos Dwarves. Then there was some other blurbs. I can't remember where it's from, and this is from Tabletop Tom's video, so credit to him for that one. There was a blurb about they built one of the big Cornet fortresses that's guarding one of the realm gates, I think. And also they built a fortress in Shaish as well. So there's loads of little hints. And I think they'll come back. And if they do bring them back, it won't be a full Chaos Dwarf army. It won't be all Chaos Dwarves. I think the Horns of Hashut are a great example. There'll be followers of Hashut or something. It'll be something around that sort of theme, the followers of Hashut. There'll be humans who worship Hashut. Again, trying to get my words out, and then Chaos Dwarves as well, but they won't make up the entirety of the army. But think about some of the beasts we could see now with the modern Age of Sigmar plastics, some of the amazing miniatures we see. Can you imagine a new Bull Centaur or something like that, but with today's plastics, with a giant Chaos Dwarf Lord on top? It would be mega.
That'd be awesome.
So that's the faction I think I'd like to see fleshed out, and I'd like to see come to Age of Sigmar. But if you're going to ask me to pick an existing one that I'd like to see a few more models for, Caradron. I'd like to see some more stuff for them.
Fair enough.
Not just an Endrin Master or an Arcanaut Admiral. Something really cool. Another unit, something that they've not got.
With the whole Hashut thing, with the Horned Rat basically now becoming a fully fledged member of the Chaos Pantheon, it does open up the door to other Chaos gods becoming central to the Pantheon. And Hashut has long been kind of lurking on the edges. Maybe that's the next one that makes
Chaos
a big push.
Giant hats and horns for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers for that, Si. Ben, would you like to go next? What's your choice?
So I'm somewhat biased in this regard, and it's not just because I've been building a tree man. I want to see more Sylvaneth. I know that we've had some stuff added. I mean, when they first came out, and I first did my first Sylvaneth army, we were very much limited to the Dryads and the Kurnoth models that had been ported over from the old world, and then they added in a little bit like the Tree Revenants and Spite Revenants, but we were still waiting for more kind of stuff, and now they've slowly started to add a little bit more in. We've got the giant bug riders, and we've got the winged kind of Sylvaneth, but it still feels like a minuscule fraction of a range compared to some of the other armies that are out there. I mean, look at stuff like Nighthaunt, how many different flavors of ghost they've got, or look at things like Stormcast and how many, endless waves of chambers of Stormcast being thrown at you. I think there's a lot of potential with the Sylvaneth to kind of expand upon it. Like, we've now got the beginnings of the kind of the Kenothi side of things. We've got the Spear of Kurnos riding around on his giant kind of stink bug, and I would love to see that expanded on further, and maybe get some of the stuff that kind of expands on what they did in the Warhammer Underworlds, the Beastgrave box set, where you had kind of the satyr style kind of goat-legged elves. I'd like to see that whole branch of the Sylvaneth widened open and have another kind of flavor, Kurnos' elves to join Alariel's elves, and then I think that would really kind of bulk out the Sylvaneth range in a cool and interesting way. Give them like some full-on, some like centaur cavalry to go and fight on the Chaos Dwarf Bull Centaurs, and give them, serried ranks of kind of, because the Sylvaneth don't really have much in the way of ranged weapons. They've got the Gossamids, the winged archers, but a nice big massed regiment of the kind of little goat-legged or
you were saying
deer-legged.
last week, weren't you? Spike remnants, is it? Tree remnants?
Yeah, I'm going to keep banging my drum on this one. I want to see more Sylvaneth, new ways in which the range can get expanded. That's my vote.
Nice.
Good shout.
So following on from those two then, or few, I nominate the Fyreslayers personally. I think they've got a few things, but their whole range needs a refresh, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So all of the actual minis that are already in the range just need resculpting, in my opinion. All of the, no matter what different units you have,
even the Magma
Fyreslayers,
Drafts,
they look too similar. Same with the Magma Drafts. You could
really
make some
Really
awesome
cool,
sculpts.
they're
they're really cool though.
They are cool, but like they're all quite uniform.
Okay.
And I think that they could do a bit more with it. And I
You've
know
been
for a
spoiled
fact
by all the new Seraphon, haven't you? That's what
I know for a fact that online as well, a lot of people agree with me on this with Fyreslayers. I know that Age of Sigmar community have been wanting Fyreslayers to get a big update for models. But also I just think the potential with Fyreslayers anyway, you could see so many more new things done. Because they released like that forge terrain piece for them as well. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
that's
true.
so cool. And things like little bits like that they've released, I thought, oh, that's kind of triggered me to think I'd love to see other things. Like, was it? I feel like there was a Forge World model. I don't think it exists anymore. It was like the Wyrm or whatever that's coming up out of the hole in the ground.
Yes, the magma worm or something.
Yeah, could you imagine like an actual model that they could put in the Fyreslayers with that? Maybe it has like maybe June style. Like maybe they could even be riding it. How awesome could that be? But I just think there's a lot of potential there, like monstrous creatures from Actually, that sort of thing that you could fit into the Fyreslayers.
Well, that actually is a new setting, isn't it, for 4th edition? So
yeah.
it's
Would be a
certainly
good
not
time to it.
outside the realms of possibility.
I don't think we'll be waiting long for Fyreslayers either. I think maybe even later this year, next year.
I suppose one of the things that's kind of been ignored with the Fyreslayers, and it's kind of just been kept in the background because the Caradons have been kind of thought of as being the building type dwarves, but they are dwarves, they are smiths, they've got a forge. Where are the things that they have forged? Where is, the huge, I don't know, death rolling, fire, breathing death train or something that they could be riding around on? Where is, the mini magma droths, or like, I don't know, the cybernetic magma
That's
droths?
the other thing I was thinking. Like, yeah, they could have something that is more that cavalry level of like,
like the aggressive Agrodons, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Agrodon magma droth chariots.
So
so instead of death
that would be
chickens,
my
it's
vote.
like fire dogs.
Yeah.
And what about like a Fyreslayer hero that has like a what would you call it? Not a steed, like a creature with them, like a hound or whatever.
That
would
would be
look
cool.
really cool. Yeah. But yeah, that is my choice. Is Fyreslayers. But yeah, so
Giant steam-powered exosuits with a slayer in the middle of it, wielding burning axes.
So yeah, we'll look forward to seeing whether those come to fruition, guys. I'm excited to see that. Maybe we'll have to come back to it actually in whenever they're released and call back to this video. That'd be pretty
That would
cool.
be cool. We could kind of do a flat side-by-side comparison.
Yeah. That'd be good. Thanks for watching this clip. Please do like, comment and subscribe to Morehammer here, and check out the full weekly Warhammer podcast that this clip came from right here. And as always, happy wargaming.